You lied and deceived me. You spread rumour and deceit to his friends and work colleagues, all the while knowing that it would get back to us. You even lied to your own family. Your whole intention in feeding these lies and deceit was to protect yourself. All you cared about was your own self-preservation and doing anything in your power to show Nick in a bad light. I've had to listen to evidence from professionals as to what they believe you did, how you planned everything and your actions in the minutes after you killed Nick. You showed no regret in your actions and instead went online using Nick's money to purchase cleaning, replacement items to cover up that you had killed him. You brought everything you used to bury him with his own money, which I find diabolical and disgusting. You wrote, "I'm not a total monster, I know what I did." Now everyone has heard exactly what you did, and they will see you for the evil, total monster you are. I have no physical items, personal possessions or keepsakes of Nick's. You destroyed them in an incinerator in the garden, or disposed them somewhere else to try and erase all trace of Nick. You were under the misguided assumption that Nick would not be missed, and even had the audacity to write your thoughts. I only had to send a couple of texts as him. No one was particularly bothered, and I don't think anyone would have looked for him. You could not have been more wrong. I love my son more than I can express. Your actions in killing Nick have caused immense sorrow and grief for all his family and friends. Nick has 2 beautiful children who have no choice as to whether they see or talk to their father again. They will never have the choice to invite him to any special events, be it their weddings, teach them to drive, or just spend time with them. You have taken all of that away from them. You have taken my future with Nick away. I will never be able to know he's okay, that he is safe and happy. You planned his killing and made sure he could not defend himself. You've taken away a future with his younger sister. She will never again be able to speak with her older brother or have any future with him. I next need to take into account any aggravating or mitigating factors to the extent that they're not allowed for in making that choice of start point. In making any such assessment, I need to guard against any double counting. In terms of aggravating factor, there was here a significant degree of planning or premeditation. I have already referred to the contents of the journal you wrote, but in addition there is using the cover of a supposed COVID infection to give you space and time to carry out the deed, the use of a knife, cable ties and chisel, taking them upstairs where you had lured Nick. Second, there is the mental and physical suffering inflicted on the victim before death. When the post-mortem took place, Nick's body was in an advancing state of decomposition. The pathologist states that the cause of death was a single stab wound to the right-hand side of the neck, transecting the right jugular vein and incising the esophagus and trachea. It would have required moderate force, but severe force cannot be excluded. The wound was 6 centimetres deep, the entry width 3.7 centimetres. The pathologist also states that the neck wound would not be expected to be immediately incapacitating, and this ties in with the entry in your journal as to him asking why when you were in the process of carrying out your planned attack. I have no doubt what you now accept you did to Nick has been a shock to all those who thought they knew you. Would you stand, please? In my judgment, taking an initial start point of 15 years for the minimum term, the aggravating factors I have identified lead to a very significant upward adjustment to, or very close to, a minimum term of 25 years. Making allowance for the mitigating factors I have identified, that brings the minimum term down to 20 years, before then making the adjustment for your plea that I've identified, a minimum term of 20 years duration. I do not wish there to be any misunderstanding as the sentence passed. As with the passing of any life sentence, it is that, a life sentence, in your case life imprisonment.